Today, Nvidia goes hard on AMD and Intel. This is why you don't buy these GPUs. New Ryzen 8000 desktop CPUs are finally on sale, and full specs of AMD's next-gen GPU Killer. Plus, AMD confirms release. Welcome everyone to Gamer Meld. Okay, it's news time, and first up for today, Nvidia recently held a meeting with the press discussing AI PCs. And starting things off, as you can see right here, they sort of list all the benefits of AI. They call this the iPhone moment of AI. And I'll kind of get to that in just a second, but this right here just kind of gives you an overview of things that you can do with AI: super resolution, frame generation, intelligent avatars, then the creativity side, video photo editing, video super resolution, productivity, development, all of this stuff. But then they show you this graph, and clearly this is meant to be a jab at Intel and AMD. If you've been following the channel, you know that both companies have very much been going hard for you know that both companies have very much been going hard at this concept of an AI PC. Basically, this would be AI running locally on your PC. There's obviously certain things that you can do with that you couldn't do with it in the cloud. It's obviously way more private, and companies are going to be able to do it with just everyday computers. Well, sort of. You obviously won't have anywhere near the computational prowess of, say, an H100 or 1,000 H100s or anything like that, but still, most companies are really pushing this view of AI PCs. Don't forget that AMD recently released an entire new series of CPUs that was basically just like their last gen series, except it had slightly better AI performance. Think Ryzen 8000. Intel has also been touting AI PCs for quite a while now. This is absolutely something that they're really crossing their fingers for, being a huge market. Well, this right here is Nvidia's pushback to that. They're calling all of these NPUs, which is what's in these CPUs, just your basic AI PC. Talking peak AI tops 10 to 45, while premium AI PCs, i.e. powered by an Nvidia GPU, we're looking at 100 to 1300 plus. Just a reminder from Nvidia to say, don't forget that we're the really big AI people here. They talk faster performance. Oh, it does video generation, while the AI PC, the basic AI PC, can't. So obviously we already knew all of this, but it's just interesting to see how Nvidia is pushing back against these other manufacturers. But first, learn by doing. That's the mantra of my go-to place when I'm ready to learn computer science, and today's sponsor, Brilliant. And it's also what makes them so awesome. Instead of learning with books or lectures, Brilliant teaches you with hands-on problem solving so you can play around with the concepts yourself. We've always heard that hands-on learning is the best way to learn, and that's because it is. But the best part is that all it takes is just a few minutes a day to build real knowledge and have fun while doing it. Not only that, but Brilliant's courses were made by professionals from Microsoft, MIT, Google, and more, so you know you're learning from the best, not just some random person online. And it gets even better. Today, when you visit brilliant.org/gamermeld or use the QR code, you'll get a 30-day free trial. And when that's up, you'll get 20% off your premium membership for life. Once again, that's brilliant.org/gamermeld or use the QR code. And next up for today, for those who don't know, there are manufacturers right now that are taking mobile GPUs, think the 4080M, 4090M as it shows right here. They're taking those chips and then making discrete graphics cards out of them. Those GPUs are typically cheaper, typically pretty easy to come by. Obviously, right now, graphics cards still are in massive high demand. Yeah, there isn't this wild shortage, but it absolutely is driving GPU prices higher, so consumers are, understandably, looking for cheaper options. But some stuff's been coming out that proves that is absolutely not a good idea. For starters, which we more or less already knew, this one, it requires, you can actually see it right here, it says these graphics cards require modified drivers. So that's obviously an issue right off the bat. Drivers for GPUs are incredibly important, and when you have to modify them, there are obvious issues associated with that. But that isn't the only problem. As you can see right here, this is one of those chips. And this image originally comes from Pro High Tech. Actually, most of this information does originally come from them, and it's pretty wild because you know what? Let's actually zoom in a little bit. You can see that this right here is a qualification sample, meaning this isn't even a retail GPU. This was not shipped in notebooks or anything like that. This is just shipped to test the GPU, meaning this may not get as high of clocks. It may not last as long because this wasn't made to last forever. This is just a sample to test things out, but it gets even worse. As you can see right here, this is a close-up at some of these, once again from Pro High Tech, and you can see that the chip is damaged. So likely what's happening is when they're removing these from the mobile motherboard and then placing them on this board to sell as graphics cards, things are happening. They are apparently getting chipped. Now, this isn't the silicon itself. Well, it is, but you can see that this is like a coating on top of it, so it can still work, but this is made to dissipate heat and things like that, and when it gets damaged, you can have problems. Basically, there are multiple reasons if you are coming across any of these GPUs to not buy them. And next up, AMD's Ryzen 8000 desktop CPUs, their 8000F series, are officially here and they're listed on Amazon. Now, as you can see here, obviously it says currently unavailable, but keep in mind that literally before I refreshed this just a couple minutes ago, it was available. So it may become available again, but I'll definitely have a link to this down in the description below. Either way, we have a price. As you can see, it's $299.99 and it's apparently set to be available May 14th. Once again, I will have a link to this pre-order down in the description below. It is going to be an affiliate link, so if you do click on that and you're able to pick one up, it helps the channel out, yet it doesn't cost you anything more. And of course, the 8000F series is basically just the 8000G series minus the integrated GPU. So this will of course be pretty much very similar to that. And lastly for today, there's a couple stories on AMD's next-gen Ryzen APUs, starting with an official note from AMD and ending with a massive leak on their next-gen Strix Halo. And speaking of Strix, Strix Point is the name of their next-gen APUs. And just recently, during AMD's first quarter earnings call, they actually shared this, where it says, next-gen Strix Point processors are on track to launch in the second half of 2024, meaning they are coming this year. But what's even better is that, like I said, there was a leak of their upcoming Strix Halo. Remember, that's their massive APU that comes with up to 40 RDNA 3.5 CUs, which is more cores than AMD's desktop 7600 XT. Either way, this story originally comes from Moore's Law is Dead. You can see right here, these are the SKUs that we're talking about, and this actually came from a Strix Halo chart, according to Moore's Law is Dead, that was shared with OEMs by AMD in early 2023. So yeah, let's get right to it. Starting things off, as you'll notice, Strix Halo is not just one APU. As you can see right here, we have 4 different major versions of it based on how many GPUs used, how many cores that it's going to have. And as you can see, the high-end one comes with either 8 Zen 5 CPU cores, 12 Zen 5 CPU cores, or 16. And all of those come with 40 RDNA 3.5 CUs. And according to this, we're going to be looking at performance at around a 4070. So an absolute monster of an APU, and we are talking that desktop 4070. Next, we have the kind of the mid-range one. This one comes with 32 RDNA 3.5 CUs, and it only comes with either 8 or 12 CPU cores, and it's set to challenge the 4060. Next, we have one that comes with either 24 or 32 RDNA 3.5 CUs, but the 32 is going to be lower frequency. That's made to go against a 4050. And finally, we have a Strix Halo LP, which comes with 20 RDNA 3.5 CUs and is set to be around an RTX 3050's performance, at least performance per watt. So yeah, Strix Halo, seriously impressive. This is going to be awesome. I'm not sure exactly when actual Strix Halo is going to be releasing, if it's going to be releasing this year or next year. I would like to think it's going to be releasing this year, but we shall see. Either way, it is an absolute beast. So while that does it for today, are you pumped for AMD's GPU killing APUs? Let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to try out Brilliant at brilliant.org/gamermeld. And as always, have a great day.